Well, good evening one and all, and welcome to this Devon Live Facebook Live feed from a rather cold, a rather dark and a rather windy Haytor up on Dartmoor. But we have something very warming for you inside, because we are at the Moorland Hotel up on Haytor, and we are taking a look at the Tinpickle and Rhum, which has recently relaunched as a steakhouse. So let's come in out of the cold and into this beautiful atmosphere. And welcome to what is believed to be the only steakhouse on Dartmoor. It's certainly the only one in Haytor, and believed to be the only steakhouse in Dartmoor as well. And the setting could not be nicer. It is absolutely beautiful in here. They have just relaunched with a brand new, locally sourced menu from produce that come from the fields around the hotel. But to tell us a little bit more about this, we have Stuart Crook, who is the general manager, who has been patiently waiting for us. Hello, Stuart.
Hiya.
And I'm just going to take a seat here. There we go. So yes, tell us more about the new look Tinpickle and Rhum.
Yeah, so we've decided to rebrand the Tinpickle and Rhum as a steakhouse. The reason for that is all of our meats, all of our local suppliers are all from Haytor and around this area. So we've got some of the finest quality cattle are being used for our steaks, the finest cuts of beef being used for our burgers. We've got everything you could think of that's great about locally, ethically sourced products.
What was it that made you decide to relaunch as a steakhouse and also go for local produce as well?
I think the thing is a combination of knowing from basically field to plate exactly where everything comes from is really important to us, and it's also really important that we are a small independent business and we are doing our bit to support other local businesses, and knowing that, like, you look at outside of the building just across the road, that you can actually see that some of the cattle that are there grazing on the fields are those that are being used and reared for us. That's pretty cool. It's something special. And
it's something that we are able to do here in Devon, especially up on Dartmoor, when you are surrounded by fields and cattle. It's something that, as a business, you're able to do.
Absolutely. Like I say, it's twofold, as already said, but knowing where everything comes from. There is no vacuum packs, no processed produce that's been sitting in a warehouse somewhere. It's coming straight from the butchers to us. We know everything to do with that animal, and we're very proud of that. And on top of that, like I say, supporting all of those other local independent traders. It's kind of key and very much at the heart of what we do.
And what has the customer's reaction been when you've told them that actually, if you look out the window, those are the cows?
It's been really well received. Like I say, it's not just about meat. We have a lot of fish that comes from Brixham Harbours close by. We know, again, all of our vegetables, all of everything that we get is from the local area, and whether or not it's the people that are coming here to enjoy just some of the fabulous vegetarian options we've got, all the way through knowing that things like the hand-picked wild garlic from the local fields, wild forest mushrooms that are being foraged for us, we know exactly where everything is. Everyone, no matter who it is loving it. So.
And more generally, what has the reaction been to this relaunch as you call it, Steak and Smokehouse?
Yeah, it's been really well received. Like I say, we're getting, since we've launched it just this last week, we found that people have got a renewed interest in the place, which is fabulous. But the quality of it and the locally sourcedness of it really speaks for itself. People are coming out. Really, really enjoying it. So we get a lot of the farmers coming up now because they're coming in. They know where it's coming from. Specifically saying to us that they don't go to certain places because they're not sure where it's coming from, or it's nationally sourced or internationally sourced, rather than we can say 500 metres away we've got the ruby beef coming from over there. It's fantastic.
Absolutely brilliant, and it is a beautiful venue. Show us around. Let's have a little look around. And we must stress that you're not usually just having a seat in the restaurant. We did position you there. But what have we got up there, first of all?
So we're starting off just behind me here. We've got the top side is the Tinpickle and Rhum. So we've got the lovely fire up in the corner. People starting to come in now. Got some guests who are coming in for our function room. We've got 36 rooms in the hotel. We've got a lovely lounge area that we're going to walk through in just a moment. We use locally sourced ales as well. So we've got different casks coming on all the time. It's been it's quite a vibrant little hub. So quite.
Take us through here. So what have we got through here? Because we've moved from the main sort of dining area. This bit's a little bit more relaxed, isn't it?
Yeah. So we've got our lounge area, which you'll see is lights coming down a bit more chilled. Music's a lot softer, so people can just come and sit. We tend to find that as well as our hotel residents, they come down and sit with us. People just come in, magazine or a book or just a bottle of wine and some cognac, whatever, and just sit, relax, enjoy the evening. So
that's brilliant. Take us through, because it's a big old place, isn't it?
yeah, there's a lot to it. And then we walk through to our second restaurant, which this evening we've just got just at the very start of the evening, but we've got some of our residents that are dining with us tonight. We've so this area as well we have laid up for our breakfasts for our residents, and then as we wander around, you'll see we'll pop into the kitchen, say hello, and then we've got the function room, which we're setting up for an event this evening. So.
And just before we moved into the function room and see the kitchen as well, it's important to mention that this is Haytor, isn't it? Because this is the Moorland Hotel, but it's a popular name up on Dartmoor.
Absolutely, there are 3 hotels with the Moorland Hotel name, but we are the Moorland Hotel and Haytor, and everything about, hence a large part of why everything we're doing with our locally sourced products, everything is coming from Haytor. Like I mentioned earlier, wild garlic, we've got the freshly foraged mushrooms, wild mushrooms coming just across the way, we've got the local beef, we've got so much stuff from up here, and it's lovely to have an abundance of awesome produce, not just here in Devon but here on Haytor. It's a very special place.
Let's go through to the function room, and time is of the essence because you do have a function this evening, don't you?
Yes, we are starting to come in for drinks now, but we can have a quick peek in our function suite to see what we do. So we've got over 20 weddings booked for the year ahead. But we have lots of corporate events, lots of private clients, private birthdays, all kinds of things. And as you come in, you can see the staff just getting sorted for the event this evening. So we've got 60 guests coming in tonight. We've got DJ at the far side, which just finished setting up. Yes.
It's a brilliant space, isn't it? Very versatile as well.
Awesome spot. So like I say, it's used for all manner of things. We've even had cinema nights in here. We do regularly every week. We have corporate events in here, whether it's just a meeting space or actually team building days. We do a lot of those sorts of events up here.
And it's nice to see your staff getting in the spirit of Christmas. I spot a Santa hat.
There's a Santa hat. They've got all the girls have got some tinsel in their hair, and everyone's looking fabulous.
Brilliant. Let's go through to the kitchen, because that is where the magic happens, of course.
So I'm sure it's hopefully it won't be too noisy or too messy, but we'll see how we go.
If you're just joining us, we are live at the Moorland Hotel in Haytor to take a look around the relaunched Tinpickle and Rhum steakhouse, and this is where it all happens. Welcome to the kitchen, and we should be able to join Mark, who's round the corner, busy getting things ready, including some delicious food over there. Mark, tell us about the produce that you have here in the kitchen.
So everything that we get here is all locally seasoned, locally sourced. It's Dartmoor Farmers Association that we use for as steaks and everything beef really. We get the rest of our meat from a local butcher in Exeter called Gibbons. Our fish comes from Brixham, from Kingfisher, and our fruit and veg comes from just down the road in Heathfield from Total Produce. And they use lots of local different farmers to get all their produce. So yeah, it's really good at the moment. Good quality food.
What I will ask is that in your experience, do you notice a difference cooking with locally sourced produce as the stuff that's been shipped in from thousands of miles away?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I mean, you can't beat shellfish from Scotland, I don't think. You get some lovely scallops up there this time of year and stuff like that. So But it's always nice for the environment to keep it as local as possible, really. The least miles that it travels is always better for the environment, really. But sometimes it is nice to go a little bit further afield for different things. Rhubarb's always better from Yorkshire.
And not that you're biased at all. And just tell us a little bit about that dish there. We're going to see if the connection can stretch over to this area here, and tell us what we've got here, what we're looking at.
So this is just a special tonight for the restaurant, so it's just a surf and turf. So we've got a few gambas prawns there, which are the really big chunky prawns with local Dartmoor farmers rump steak, and we're just serving that with some watercress, cherry tomatoes and some homemade hand-cut chips.
That looks absolutely delicious. Mark, thank you very much for talking to us, and good luck with the function this evening.
Thank you very much. Good night.
So we'll just come back through here to have a last word with Stuart, and just reiterate where we are and the types of food that you guys do and what else is on the menu.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so the food that we do, what we try and call it, I guess, is comfortable quality, comfortable dining. It's not quite fine dining, but it's certainly an element of elegance to it. You know, what we have is good quality produce, cooked well by very talented chefs, and everything is from up here on Haytor, on Dartmoor. And yeah, there's not really much more I can say apart from it's a beautiful place to come and visit. Dartmoor itself is. So whilst you're up here, come and see us.
Stuart, thank you very much for talking to us, and we'll leave you with a beautiful view of this area from the Moorland Hotel and Tinpickle and Rhum steakhouse up here on Haytor.